All right, YouTube. So got the hangar doors closed. It is cold out there. It's woke up this morning. It was 28 degrees in Florida. So have the doors closed and pulled out the turbo, the turbo here, and that actually heats up this hangar really well with the doors closed. As you can see, I'm fortunate enough to be in an insulated hangar. All right, enough of that though. What we did today is we got this end cap on, and don't ask me why I don't take those labels off before. I don't know. It's a mental note. I keep on telling myself you need to take the labels off. I don't ask me. It's just one of those things. So, and then we also got the end cap. This end cap went on a lot better than the other one because I learned from my mistakes sometimes. At least that's what I tell myself. So yeah, so we were able to, me, myself, and I, able to get this end cap on without issue, and getting it aligned, and yeah, so yeah, it is what it is. So we got that on, and then I was able to get this lower end cap on, and as you guys know, there's the piece that goes in here, and then the other one, that's a one and done. You have to do. Oh God, I got a lot of Pro Seal on me. That one you have to do all at once because you gotta run Pro Seal here on the other surface and then the other mating surface. So there's 3 surfaces that it's got to go all at once. And so typically I like to, well, what I found, leave this, let it set up, let it cook, let this piece cook before you go in there, start manipulating and everything, because it'll just mess this all up, and you're gonna put your hands on it, and you're gonna, put your gloves in it and stuff like that. So I just do it this way, let that set up for a couple days. Now I was reading actually in the Pro Seal, and this is the piece. I'll go over to this one here and show you. This is the piece that we're putting in. I got it upside down because I Pro Sealed the top part here, and everything. So. And I want to kind of talk to you guys a little bit about Pro Seal. In my reading, and if you guys beg to differ, one of the things that, and this is not forum reading, this is Pro Seal tech sheet reading, actually from the manufacturer. A lot of guys will say Pro Seal will kick or will be ready to go in about 24 hours. That's not true. If you read the documentation, it's 14 days. 14 days before Pro Seal is fully cured. That's what the documentation says. And that's at 70 degrees centigrade. Or not, yeah. No, 70 degrees Fahrenheit. At 70 degrees centigrade. Oh, what did you read, Jeff? No, so at 70 degrees. So, yeah, so a lot of people will sit there and go, oh, 24 hours, it's ready to go. No, it's not. It's not ready to go for 14 days. That's what the manufacturer says. That's what's in PPG's tech literature, the manufacturer of the Pro Seal I got. Now, if your Pro Seal comes from a different vendor, okay, maybe it's different, but you need to read that. You can move the piece, and that's one thing I've noticed is that like this piece here was done last week, and this is great. There's no tackiness, nothing. This is set up, and this is 7 days. Now, I have some pieces that we just finished up, 3-4 days ago, and this it's set up, but it's got a little bit of it's not rigid, and Pro Seal is never rigid, but it's got, you can feel it's kind of a little bit of rubbery to it. When fully cured Pro Seal will have some rubbery to it, but not like a bounce rubbery. This is almost like if I rolled this up in a ball, I would think I'd be able to build a bouncer ball. It's gonna have a rubbery to it, but it's not gonna feel rubbery, if that makes sense. Elastic, it's not gonna, but it's gonna have that feeling. Like I did these last night, and these have, I don't want to say stickiness to them, but it does have a little bit of spring to it, a little bit of rubbery and everything. So yeah, so we got this end cap on, got this end cap on here, and then what we'll do is I'll let those cook. I'm finding out with this temperature about 2 days. Gives me enough where I don't have to worry about if I put my hand on it, I'm not going to come away with with Pro-Seal. That's what I'm trying not to avoid, especially with the way that I do the Pro-Seal. Where now I did get this from the forums. I got it from feedback from you guys, which I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Pro-Seal the heck out of it, right? Pro-Seal until you can't Pro-Seal no more. No. Pro-Seal the heck out of it. And everybody, that seems to be the going thread. I know Vans has their recommendations, and that's cool, but they do build them, and that's I get it. But everybody I talk to, everybody that's given me recommendations on the website and on the YouTube page has said Pro-Seal the heck out of these things. Hence the 1/2-inch ribbon going past the part and completely encapsulating all of the rivet tails. That's what I did. And then of course I went past the part, if you see it, and then all the tails are done. So yeah, I mean, that was, and one of the things too is I'm reading a lot, and this is kind of a common thing, is you water test these. Water, for some reason, well, it's a bigger molecule than the fuel. And they said that that even though you water test them and even though you air test them, there will be people that will get leaks. Now, a lot of that I understand is, when you're tightening these up, or someone unfortunately steps, you don't walk on this, right? That's why on the wing, and you guys will see it, but people will walk or people will dent or whatever, and it busts one of these rivets loose, and they'll develop leaks that way. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is when testing, there has been not cases, but people have reported that they tested with no air leaks, and then lo and behold, they put fuel in it and it leaks. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and enclose it. Yes, I know. I'm going to go ahead and enclose it completely, and then I'm going to pressure test it first, just to make sure that we don't have any stupid stuff, right? And then I am going to get, we have another plane, so it's no big deal. Got to buy gas anyways. And now I'm going to fill the tanks up. I'm going to, ground them out, do all the things that you're supposed to do, safety wise, and we'll talk about that when we get there. And then I'm going to fill them up with 30 gallons of fuel, and I'm going to let them sit with fuel in them. And then, if we get blue. Now, what's really cool about the fuel has a dye in it, and you will see it pretty quickly. Now, a lot of you guys are like, well, what do you do if you get a leak? Well, if I get a leak, I get a leak. There's a couple recommendations where you use JB Weld to seal up. And the only place I'm going to get a leak is one of these rivet heads, right? So they said use JB Weld to seal it up. I know of some builders, I won't tell you who they are, but some very well-known builders I've heard use super glue. I'm just saying. I might even use some Pro-Seal, right? If I can rub some Pro-Seal over I don't know. We'll get there when we get there. Worst case scenario, guys and gals, if I have to, I will send it off to Weep No More, LLC. Yes, I mentioned them. I wish I knew about them before. I probably would have contacted them before doing the tank and just said, hey, look, what would you charge me to do the tank? I don't know how that applies to the 51% rule. I think now that I've done it, but Weep No More is an LLC, and I've heard great things about them. They have a process of sealing up tanks. They sealed up tanks in the Mooney, and this is why we leave the blue on, so we don't develop these scratches. But this whole plane's going to get painted, so it's going to get Scotch-Brite and painted anyways. But the thing is Weep No More LLC. Just look them up. Weep No More LLC. Make sure you put that into the Google search, and it'll go right to their page. Worst case scenario, I'll send it off to them, right? But we're not open, hey, we got to do it. We got to try it, but, and we got to try to fix it and everything, but it is what it is, right? We got a plane to build, and I can't be, it's already taken me 2 months to fiddle around with these tanks. There's a lot going on here, and I just want to stress that. What's really weird is when I was building these, this is a lot of riveting, a lot of priming, same on the wings. I mean, there's a lot going on, but it's different, and it's hard to explain when it comes to sealing up these gas tanks. There's this, it's weird. And that gets to the fuselage. A lot of people that I've talked to said that this right here probably saved me about a year's worth of work by getting the quick build fuselage. There's a lot going on here and everything. There's some things I don't understand, and maybe when we get there, we'll get there. Like there's supposed to be steps that go off of this blue bar here. The problem is you're supposed to, if this cover wasn't here, you're supposed to get in here with a drill, and then there's a bolt that goes through it to capture the the step from going through. But if you look on the quick build, now they put temporary rivets in, and I see that these are temp rivets. Some of them are. The problem is they sealed this up, so I can't get to that bolt, and they put flush rivets in. So I can't get it. So these are the things that make you go, what the heck? So I don't know. So I got to figure that out. But like I said, we'll get there when we get there. But right now we're right here and stuff. So yeah. So tomorrow, or in 2 days, tomorrow's Martin Luther King. I hope you guys spend it remembering a great man and a great American, and what he believed in. And you think about that tomorrow. So tomorrow's Martin Luther King Day. But I'm going to let this set for 24 hours at least before I even come in here and start monkeying with it. I prefer 2 days, but we'll see. We'll come in here, especially with this cold. It's going to cure a little bit slower. Final cure. One thing I realized with Pro-Seal, and I promise you I'll quit rambling. One thing I did realize in Pro-Seal, when it's cold out, it seems to me to cure quicker. And when I say cure quicker, it gets stiff quicker. It might not necessarily mean that it's curing quicker, if that makes sense, but it gets stiff quicker. It just seems to be harder to work with. You got to move pretty quickly with the Pro-Seal as the weather is cold outside. I have it in here about 60 degrees with the turbo. I checked it, and it's about 60 degrees. It's comfortable. It feels great. I'm actually in shorts, but I wear shorts anyways. So yeah, that's it. And so yeah, I'm going to get out of here, get home, spend the rest of the day with the family and everything. And like always, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, leave them in the post. I will get back to you as soon as I can. And may God bless you, keep you guys safe. And like I said earlier, tomorrow we are celebrating a great man tomorrow, great American. And, make sure that you take the time to understand what Dr. Martin Luther King believed and what he taught. And, who knows, it might make you a better person. God bless and be well.